morning.
Good morning, everyone. There are a lot of topics this morning, obviously. And let me start from the meeting that we will have with our American colleagues that are visiting EU today. And I'm really looking forward in discussing our agenda of cooperation, transatlantic agenda of economic security. That is something that we have to work on and build right now. We cannot be in the permanent fixing phase. We have to have the normal agreement on steel and aluminium and work on it. We have to implement swiftly what was agreed back in August, and that is what I'm really looking into. And then we have to prioritize our tasks. And of course, the very urgent one is to build the strategy and right decisions on pushing back China's offensive economic policies, coercive policies, absolutely unfair control of exports of rare earth and other goods that are needed for our industries. If we are not doing this, we will be lost, be it here in Europe or be it within the transatlantic community. So this is the time right now to push back on China and do it together with American friends. Second big thing for Lithuania, and I will use my opportunity to inform again Council on the developments with our border with Belarus. We are under combined attack that is coming from Belarus. One is the hybrid instrumentalization of meteorological balloons that are used to that are sent into our airspace, violates our airspace and disrupts the civil aviation. More than 30,000 passengers were affected, more than 1,000 last night, and more than 200 flights were redirected. We cannot function normally what concerns connectivity. So this is one line of attack. The other line of attack is seizing our trucks and semi-trailers in Belarus and blackmailing us and putting pressure on our economy. So this combined attack has to be met with response from European Union, because European Union is under, and its member state is under economic pressure. And that is what the European Union has to do: protect its member states, protect its companies, protect the property of its companies. And the way to do it is to impose more sanctions on Belarusian economy, on trade, and on the representatives of the regime. So this will be the call from Lithuania. Third big block, of course, that we will discuss, that is European economic security policy. We're looking for the doctrine to come up and for the very exact measures and instruments how we will protect ourselves, what concerns the competitiveness of ours and reducing the vulnerabilities of our industries. Because once again, this is the very priority now within the trade policies and within the industrial policies of Europe. And Lithuania is one of the countries that is already implementing the best practices, and we're looking forward to expand it.
Do you expect pressure from your U.S. counterpart given the tariffs that have to be?
I think that we will discuss where we are, what concerns implementation of our joint statement coming from August, and there are many still things that are uncovered. And one of them, as that I already mentioned, that is the steel and aluminium, and of course the other thing that is very high on agenda for every member state, that is the exemptions from the tariff that was agreed. So we have to fix those small details and concentrate on the large ones.
And what's a priority for you? What is a priority for you, for your country?
What concerns exemptions?
For exemptions or steel?
Yes, of course, we're very interested in agreement on steel and aluminium. We have producers that suffer now with the extra tariffs. Second big area for Lithuania, that is the life sciences, and that is our cooperation with United States, the largest market in life sciences and biotechnology, and we see it as one of the fields where we have to build a strategic partnership with United States. So we have the strong arguments why it shouldn't be protected with the tariffs on both sides.
Minister, what's your reaction to talks in Geneva over the weekend? We've seen a very critical moment for Ukraine.
We remain consistent on the very principles how the long-lasting peace has to be achieved. First of all, we have to agree on fundamentals. We have to commit to fundamentals. And those fundamentals are sovereignty, territorial integrity, and independence of Ukraine. And if we put the theft of territory into any agreement, this is the betrayal of international law. And no one can trust in the future that aggression won't be repeated at the very same place or in any other direction, be it other smaller countries that are in the neighborhood of Russia. So fundamentals, first of all, whether they are protected or not. The second big part is accountability. From what I read, when I see the word amnesty to the war crimes, this hits the red lamp into many heads, in mine too. So accountability is important for the crime of aggression, for war crimes that were committed within the Ukraine territory, for abduction of children, for destruction of the property, and then for the abduction of civilians. So everything has to be put back where it belongs, territory given back to Ukraine, and children returned to their homes. It's the same with civilians, and those that are responsible, they have to be prosecuted. Only then we can speak about accountability that was implemented. Otherwise, it is impunity. And we know what impunity brings. Impunity brings more aggression. And with Russia, that's the rule. That was proven so many times previously. But if there is the progress, as the parties are signaling us and reporting, of course we commend it, that the talks are progressively improving, and looking forward to also for Europe to step in those parts that cannot be discussed without Europe. That is the European security. We know what Russia wants. Russia wants to dismantle NATO. Russia wants to push out Americans from Europe, to review the security architecture, and we have to be there where it is discussed, and especially with our allies and partners. So as the process is starting, it's good that we once again have the process, but we cannot forget what is really important. And what is really important for today, that's the ceasefire. Russia has to agree with the unconditional ceasefire, as Ukraine did more than 250 or 60 already days ago. Thank you all.